Hi, I'm Omar, and welcome to my guide. In this video, I'm going to discuss what a braking drift is, the theory behind it, what you need to know beforehand to be able to execute one, and how you can do it yourself. I am making this video because of the sim racing bloke, or TSRB. I have seen his video on the braking drift and found it to be rather misinformative, poorly put together and thought out, and straight up wrong in a lot of places. This is my first time making a proper video, and I am quite nervous, but I hope I can help you out and provide the proper information you need while being concise and simple enough for beginners. We all know that an integral part of drifting is the initiation as, well, it allows us to start drifting and hold the slide. There are many ways to initiate a slide, such as flooring the gas pedal and dumping the clutch, flicking the car into the corner, using the handbrake, or just mashing the throttle. The goal of a drift initiation is to allow the rear tires to lose grip, slide, and make the rear step out, whether it be through upsetting the car's balance, locking the wheels, or overcoming the tire grip using the engine power. A braking drift is simply a way to initiate and start a slide. The idea is, when braking into a corner, the car's weight shifts to the front, giving more grip to the front tires, while unloading the rear ones, making them have less grip. Turning the car into the corner in this state can cause the rear of the car to step out, either because the nose of the car turned into the corner too quickly, or because the rear tires are deprived of grip. This is called lift-off oversteer, and it's quite common in front-engine, front-wheel drive cars, since they are much more front-heavy. In a rear-wheel drive car, and if you want, four-wheel drive and all-wheel drive cars in some scenarios, we can use this as drift initiation and slide through the corner as a result of it. And thus, to practice and perform braking drifts, you must know basic driving techniques such as brake control and downshifting properly, how to hold a slide and maintain a drift after initiating it, and also trail braking helps. Now, let's do a braking drift. First of all, you need to be familiar with the car and the track, or at least the corner you're planning to slide on. This is because, as with all drift initiation techniques, you need to enter the corner at the proper speed. Too fast and you'll slide into the wall. Too slow and you won't have enough momentum to carry your slide through the corner. Now that you're ready for some practice, drive into the corner at high speed. Now brake into the corner, just like you normally would. Depending on your speed and how long you're braking for, you may need to downshift to the proper gear. While braking, the car's weight transfers to the front, and the rear will start to loosen up. Now, turn into the corner while braking. Be careful not to lock the front tires, as that'll cause the car to understeer. Braking while turning may be asking for more grip than the front tires can handle, so it is advised to lower the brake pressure as you turn in. If you have done this correctly, the car's rear should step out, and now it's up to you to hold the slide and maintain the drift throughout the corner. The braking drift is really basic, and as a result so is the guide. It is something you have to practice to get a feeling for and get the hang of it. We all learn at different speeds, and crashing is fine in sim racing as long as you learn from your mistakes. Do I have to use left foot braking? No, not at all. It doesn't really affect anything. You can do whatever you want. Most braking drifts were done without left foot braking anyway. Will braking drifts make me quicker? A braking drift is just a drift initiation technique, and so on its own will not make you any quicker. There are more pieces to the puzzle. Some cars lean towards an oversteery driving style, and so a braking drift is a nice way to start the slide. That is a very small fraction of what it takes though. You need to be able to hold a very effective and speedy slide to be quick. A braking drift is just a way to start that, but nothing more. Using braking drifts to improve your speed around the track is highly dependent on your overall driving skills, the car, and the track, as well as the weather conditions. It is not magic. It is also not applicable to things like GT3 and F1 cars for very obvious reasons that will make this video longer than it should be. any tips and tricks? If you're having a hard time initiating a slide while braking and turning into a corner, performing a minor shift lock in the rear while downshifting by not flipping the throttle as much, or slightly locking the rear tires because of a strong rear brake bias or the rear lacking grip can help, but it is largely car or driver dependent. Please do not even try the whole brake bias thing. You should be driving the normal tune anyway. What cars are braking drifts easier on? Cars with a front weight bias have a much easier time when it comes to braking drifts, since there is naturally more weight at the front than the rear. This, however, can introduce more understeer, making it more difficult at the same time in some cases. Cars with a shorter wheelbase, which is the distance between front and rear tires, are easier to do braking drifts with, since they are much more agile and prone to oversteer. Meanwhile, cars with a longer wheelbase tend to have a tougher time rotating and thus are more prone to understeer. Lighter cars, especially ones that lack aero parts to provide downforce, are much more unstable than heavier cars, and so are much easier to do a braking drift with. Cars that have a bad rear suspension are easier to do a braking drift with as well, such as the AE86. Softer suspensions magnify the effect of weight transfer, and so cars with a soft suspension might be nice to use this technique on. Stiffer suspensions, on the other hand, can make the rear much more nervous and prone to oversteer as well, especially because of the bumpiness. It is very dependent on both cases of soft and stiff suspensions. I hope you learned something new from this video. If you liked the guide, found it to be informative, have any questions, or you want more guides, feel free to like and comment down below. I respond to all comments as much as I can. Hope you have a lovely day. Bye bye.